everybody. How is everyone tonight? Hopefully we have some people popping on and making some comments. I want to welcome you to our virtual beauty experience tonight. We're going to have a great time. We are going to be covering some fun things. We're going to be covering foundations as well as the pink chocolate look. I know a lot of people are excited about that. So I'm going to wait for just a moment because it looks like we have nobody on right this very second. If you're on, give me a quick comment so I'll know you're on. Deborah, they're usually waiting on me. Oh, there we go. We've got lots of people on. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't speaking before everybody got a chance to get on. Well, welcome. It's Wednesday Night Live, as my husband calls it, and this is our virtual beauty experience, and I am excited to be your host or your co-host tonight. My name is Jill Matthews. I'm a National Director in Leadership Development with Mary Kay, and I am going to be introducing you to some fun foundations tonight, and then I'm going to be introducing you to one of my favorite people in the world who is going to basically spread icing, love, cheer, and fabulousness, if that's a word, all over in her education of the pink chocolate look. So I'm excited to be with you tonight, and I just want you to know that we're going to do a lot of different things tonight. First of all, we're going to have fun. I believe that life is hard right now, and there's a lot of hard things. Then if you watch the news for even 1 minute, you can get really depressed. And so tonight, for the next hour, we're just going to shake everything off, and we're going to have some fun, and we're going to win some prizes. And so I'm all about winning. I was born to win. That is absolutely in my DNA. And I always say the two favorite words I've got are nap and free. So if you're going to win something for free, get excited. And so we really want you to engage and have a good time. So you may see over to your right, you're going to see some comments rolling up. And if you're using your phone, they may be below a little bit. And if you're not able to comment, feel free to reach out to your beauty consultant, but you'll probably have to go back and come back in and subscribe to the channel. It's not really a subscription. It's just a way for you to jump in and start commenting. And your comments earn you prizes. So we definitely would love to hear from you. And so the very first thing I want you to do, just so that we can register your attendance today, and so your beauty consultant gets some fabulous points and some recognition for having guests on tonight, we would love for you to just tell your name and where you're from and who invited you to the call. Because like I said, once you create that comment, it's going to put you into a wonderful pool to win prizes. So we're going to do some random drawings all night, and then we're going to do a grand prize. And I didn't even bring my grand prize, and so I will be jumping up and getting that in just a minute while after we talk. But our grand prize is our fabulous 5-piece brush collection. And if you're not familiar with Mary Kay's brush collection, I was washing my brushes a couple of days ago, and my husband was like, so how often do you have to do that? He was really, really curious about all the brushes and everything. And I showed him 2 brushes that I've had literally for over 31 years. I got them as a bonus when I signed up as a beauty consultant. And I said, if you buy good brushes, they literally last a lifetime. And he was like, well, that's a good value because I don't know anything that lasts 30 years anymore. So I want you to know we've got a great lineup for you with brushes. And I'm going to showcase those in just a moment. But remember, register, tell us you're on, who invited you. And I love Latrice Gardner, free. That's my favorite word too. So literally sit back, relax. I hope you have your favorite beverage. I have my favorite, Kirkland's water. That's not too exciting, but I want you to know that we are all about having a good time and learning a little bit and having some retail therapy. So maybe tonight you've already received 2 little pieces of information. One's going to be a pink sheet, which basically outlines all the products that we're featuring tonight, tells you a little bit about them, and then it also tells you some pricing. So if you want to do some retail therapy tonight, we would love to encourage you to do that. The second is a purple sheet. And so that little purple sheet is going to tell you how to win. And so on that purple sheet is a little Tic Tac Toe board. And so trust me, if you need to just grab a spiral piece of notebook paper and put a Tic Tac Toe board, that is absolutely fine with us. We are no rule following here. but that Tic Tac Toe board is going to be super important for you to win our grand prize. And so let me tell you a little bit about that. Every time that we talk about a product and you go, oh my gosh, that is a must have, I've got to own that product, and I want to order that product, you're going to write the product's name in one of your little tic-tac-toe areas. The minute you get a tic-tac-toe, you're going to jump on here and you're going to scream, not scream, but you're going to text that you've got a tic-tac-toe. And so I've got some fabulous helpers with me that are monitoring everything. So first of all, I want to tell you about my fabulous IT person that does everything for me. She is brilliant beyond measure. And her name is Carrie Maples. And she's the one that has helped me create these virtual experiences. She helps me create all the supporting materials and literally just does an amazing job. And she is making sure that I do everything right on this call. She makes sure I look good, which is a big job for her. And she makes sure I sound good, and she makes sure everything flows and that I can do all the things that I need to do. And so, Carrie, I want to say publicly, thank you so much for making me look good. And then the second person is somebody that you're going to enjoy getting to know, and that is Stephanie. She's my BFF as well as my personal assistant for over 11 years. 11 years she's been with me, and she still likes me, or she's not told me any different. So I just assume she still likes me. And she is going to be monitoring all the winners. And so she's got she is monitoring all the comments, and she is registering you in for our random drawings, our tic-tac-toe drawings, and then, of course, our grand prize drawing. And then I have someone here that everybody loves to see. Reese. That's a mom's voice. And that is our Prize Patrol director. He is the president of Prize Patrol, and he is my very own fabulous 15-year-old little blonde goddess, or god. I guess you're not really a goddess. I'm a goddess. I don't know what you are. You're wonderful. And he is basically monitoring all the comments as well. And so he's going to break in and interrupt me and interrupt Deborah at several different times just to make sure you win some prizes. And so we're going to do some random prizing. We're going to do tic-tac-toe, and then we're going to do a grand prize at the end. So we wanted you to sit back, relax, have some good time, and then literally everybody loves Reese. Okay, Reese, scram. This is my monitor for just a little bit. But let's start off by thanking you for being here tonight. I think it's really, really amazing how the American people have adjusted to this COVID crisis and to this virtual world. It's really amazing how much business that we've done in Mary Kay, literally through a TV screen or a computer monitor or a cell phone screen. It's really amazing. And so I want to say thank you for spending your night with us and spending a little time with us, and hopefully spend a little money with us. But I want to let you know that when you choose to shop with your beauty consultant tonight or in the future, one of the things that's really super important is for you to understand that you're not buying from a big corporation. You're buying from a small business. And as you've heard so much on the news and so much in our world right now, that buying small is the new cool. It is absolutely the new cool. And so we want you to know that as you purchase Mary Kay products, you're supporting an individual that is building a small business. And so your beauty consultant could be just working to put braces on her kids' teeth. She may be working for some vacations. She may literally be trying to make the mortgage right now. We really have beauty consultants that are working at all levels. And we know that when you choose to purchase products from us, that is huge. And so we want to say thank you in advance for buying small. The second thing we want to thank you in advance for is buying American. Our Mary Kay products are made and manufactured right here in the great US of A. I love that. My dog just walked through. But literally US made products. And so in a world of a lot of uncertainty about where products are manufactured, where they came from, how they were manufactured, all of that maybe uncertainty, I want to let you know that all of our products are made right here in the Dallas, Texas area, in a little city called Coppell, Texas. And we have just launched about a year ago our research and development facility, and it is huge. It is 10 football fields long. Magnanimous. It's fabulous. And so I'm going to shut this door real quick because sorry, let me break away. My oldest son is home from college, and everybody's so excited in the other room to see him. And so they're talking a little louder than they we're told to talk. So anyway, what I want to get back to is our manufacturing, our research and development and manufacturing. We are a premier manufacturing facility. In fact, the largest of its kind in the United States. And so we're super, super proud of that. And in fact, the federal government reached out to us and asked us if we would be open to making, shutting down our factories and making hand sanitizers so that we could provide really, really high quality hand sanitizers for the front line. We were able to do that in literally less than 6 days. We went from conception, procuring raw ingredients, and actually providing a end product in 6 days and delivered to the front lines. And those were our first responders, as well as our hospital workers, our nurses, our hospital, Baylor Scott & White is our go-to place for all of our donations. And all of it, over 1 million units, we donated that absolutely for free. Just to say thank you to the people on the front lines fighting this battle. So we love that we're in business, and we love that we make Mary Kay hand sanitizer so that we can stay in business and provide wonderful products to you. But once again, when you buy from us, when you wash your face with Mary Kay, you're supporting a small business, an individual that is literally working and has great ambitions to, whether it's pay for vacation or pay for the mortgage, and you're buying an American-made product. So I love that. I love that. I love that. So I'm not going to spend a bunch more time on all of those things, but I am going to introduce you to two particular products that I'm going to be showcasing tonight, and they are foundations. And so foundations may not be very sexy, but I can tell you, when they're right, they're right. And when they're wrong, they're oh so wrong. I know every one of you have seen somebody somewhere that has got the wrong color foundation, or too dark, or not blended, or something like that. And we call that we actually call it a foundation emergency 911. And so we come to your rescue. The number one complaint for the American woman on selecting cosmetic products is foundation matching. Oh my gosh, the number one problem is foundation matching. And so several years ago, Mary Kay took that up as a huge mantra to make sure that we didn't either just make a good foundation, we made it easy to match, and we did something called IntelliMatch. And so that sounds like a big buzzword, but basically what it is we provided ingredients in the product that helped us match all skin types. And so we basically, this is huge. I think this is so fun. They monitored 3,000 women's skin colors, and they worked to create formulations and colors that would complement those 3,000 skin colors. That's mind-boggling to me. And after a research and development and our testing, we found out that we had a 98.9% acceptance rate. Let me tell you what that means. That means 98.9% of the population can find the perfect match with Mary Kay. We're not excited about that. We're over the stinking moon about that. We know that that's a really, really big number. And that is a target for all cosmetic companies, and we're glad we hit ours. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Timewise 3D. So I'm going to be referring to this. Let me show you what the product looks like. So it's a pretty decent size tube of foundation, and we've got something called our 3D anti-aging complex. And that anti-aging complex is in a lot of our different skincare products. And so your skincare, as well as your foundation, are not just they're not just a cover up. They actually provide skincare benefits. And so I think that's super important. One of the things that we know that foundations do is help us with sun protection. And so we do have some wonderful products that have sun protection in them. But our foundations, we find that sometimes that sun protection doesn't always play super nice with foundations. And so we've kind of gone a different route with that. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the two formulations that we have. And I'm going to tell you how you can identify the two formulations. You're going to see a pink, I know that may not show up as well, but this is a pink label on the back. That is for our luminous foundation colors. And then you're going to see a little purple, and that may not show up as well either. It is kind of a lavender purple. So you're going to see the kind of the difference, the pink and the purple. And the difference between those is a matte and a luminous. So how do you know if you're matte or luminous? Well, basically that has to do with the condition of your skin. If you tend to be normal to oilier, you're going to want a matte coverage. That's going to be a little less dewy. It's going to help with any moisture breakthroughs, things like that. It's actually going to help your skin stay more dry and powdery finished. If you are dry, like myself, you're going to probably enjoy the Luminous foundation, which basically hydrates for up to 12 hours. And so the Luminous is going to be a product that really, really aids in retaining moisture, and it's going to really allow you to have less of a powdery finish, more of a dewy finish. And that is really important, especially for more maturing skin, because we don't want any accentuation of fine lines and wrinkles. And so that's kind of the difference between the two formulations. Now let me kind of educate you just a little bit about why our Timewise 3D foundations are really super bad all day long. So number one, they are humidity and sweat resistant. Now I live in Dallas, Texas, and I can tell you we've had a wave of 2 or 3 days that the humidity has just been ridiculous. And so I can tell you, and I can attest to, the humidity factor is a huge factor in your foundation staying on. So I want to encourage you. This is a product that stays on well all day long, 12 hours, literally. I will guarantee it. But I think I see somebody over here that is ready to give away some random prizes. So let's see who some of our lucky winners are, Reese.
April Skymhorn of Eleni Lancaster.
Oh, April. So Elodie's got some guests on. Bet she's from Kentucky. So congratulations. She just won one of the spring must-haves. And Elodie will be telling you exactly what that is. But it's one of our spring must-haves. And so we want to say congratulations, April. Great job. I'm not going to attempt your last name. I'm sure it's easier, but I didn't get to see it in print. So April, congratulations. Woohoo! We're proud of you. And you started the night off right with some free products. That's awesome. And so humidity and sweat resistant, I think that's super important because we all kind of face that battle of, we want to look dewy, we want to look, nice and rich, but we don't want to look sweaty. And so that's an important factor. So the second thing that I think is really important with our new launch of the Timewise 3D foundations is we had a broader range of color options. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how do you select the perfect shade. And so as I told you earlier, we basically looked at 3,000 skin colors. That's a lot of skin colors. And to be able to kind of identify that, create a system that's easy to understand and is kind of foolproof for matching. So let me tell you a little bit about how we did that. So we basically have ivory, and we have beige, and we have bronze skin tones. Now, what that means is that's the actual color of your skin, not your shade, your color. So you're either in an ivory category, you're in a beige category, or you're in a bronze category. And so I will be real honest with you. I can almost go 2 directions. I can wear some ivories, and I usually stay more in beige. And so don't lock your mind in that you are one or the other. You literally could float between those two. So one of the things that we know is that is the ivory, beige, and bronze is your skin color. It's your tone. But we also know that your skin has something called an undertone. What's an undertone? It's basically the base color right underneath the surface of your skin. So let me tell you what they are. They don't sound really exciting. They're either red, or they're yellow, or they're green. Yuck, that doesn't sound very exciting. I don't think any one of us want to pick one of those colors. But that's basically the undertones. Now, one of the things that we discovered when we started doing our research on these 3D foundations is that we found that a lot of people were wearing the right skin tone, the skin, they were wearing a right color, but they were not wearing the right undertone. And so you can even see that today when I see people's foundations. Sometimes I notice that they're probably wearing an ivory foundation, but it's not the right undertone. And so I want you to kind of start thinking a little bit about where are you in these undertones. So let me kind of give you a little foolproof way that you can start looking at it. So the undertone is, let me make sure I'm reading my notes. Okay, so the undertone usually never changes. And so like I tan, I'm a tanner. And so I spend some time in the sun, but I do it safely with sunscreen. But so my skin color can change It can be very, very pale in the winter. It can be very, very almost bronze in the summertime. So I have a big change in the skin color, but I don't have a change in my undertone. My undertone is yellow, borders lines on green, because I've got that olive skin tone. So one of the things I want you to know is once you understand whether you're kind of that pink or red undertone, or if you're kind of yellow or that green undertone, it's going to help you significantly in identifying the right foundation. So you're going to make sure you identify ivory, beige, or bronze. That's pretty easy for most of us. Now let's kind of discuss what does it take for you to understand whether you're yellow, red, or sometimes even green. So here's how you can make that decision. If you hit the sun, let's say you hit the pool today, and you're basking in the beautiful sun, and you tend to turn red, pink, or you tend to burn easily, that's probably going to mean you are more in the red undertones. It's just kind of a little trick to identify that. But if you're like me and you get into the sun and you just turn tan, I very rarely, in fact, I don't know that I've ever really burned. So that is going to basically mean that you're more of a warm undertone, and that's going to lead you to believe that you have more of that yellow or green undertone in your skin. So if you are more of have the red undertones, you're going to be what we call a cool. So your label on the back of your product is going to have your ivory or your beige or your bronze, and then it's going to identify cool or warm. And then there's also this little weird group called neutral, which I'll explain in a minute. So you're going to identify, am I ivory, beige, or bronze? And then you're going to identify, do I burn or do I tan? Or am I somewhere in the middle? If you're somewhere in the middle, I'll explain that in just a second. But if you say, oh, I kind of pretty much turn pink immediately, I really don't tan all that well, then I'm going to say you're a cool. If you say, oh no, I go in the sun and I literally tan immediately, then I'm going to say you're probably a warm. If you're somewhere in the middle, like you can tan and you do tan, but you sometimes might burn as well, we're going to probably say you're a neutral. That means you're just a great hybrid. And hybrid's such a sexy word these days. And so you're kind of right in the middle. And so we have a foundation for you as well, and it's called neutral. So now we've identified your ivory, beige, or bronze. Now we've identified whether you're cool, warm, or neutral. Then we've got a number on the back. And so what does the number mean? That means how intense the color is. So we have anything from an ivory 100 all the way to an ivory 160. And so the number at the end basically identifies how intense that ivory color is. And so for people that are like me, I can literally go an ivory 140 to ivory 160 and even into beiges. So, the intensity of that color is really, really important. So I hope that's kind of educated you just a tiny bit on how would you decide if you're looking at our book or you're online shopping, where would you start to identify a foundation? The first thing I want to tell you is your beauty consultant will do a great job. Even if she does a quick FaceTime with you, discuss a couple of little points, she can probably point you the right direction. But if you're just wanting to know how do we do it, that's the science behind it. I do want to tell you a little bit about our foundations. They have a very, very natural finish. You're not going to see anything resting on the surface of your skin. They're what's called non-transferable, so they're not going to come off on your hair, your clothes, your cell phone. They're going to be very, very forgiving in those areas. They are dermatologist tested. They are safe for sensitive skin. They're safe for contact wearers. I wear contacts. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? They do smooth, create an appearance of smooth lines, and I love that because I'm experiencing more lines than I would like to admit these days. And they are tested for skin allergies. And so I want you to be really super confident that if you choose one of our Mary Kay foundations, number one, we can make sure and match you perfectly. Number two, let's pretend you purchase a foundation. It's not quite the right shade. You want to make some adjustments. Your beauty consultant is going to do that absolutely free of charge. We will adjust as many times as you need to till we get the perfect match. So I'm all about the perfect match. I don't want to see any of our Mary Kay customers walking around with a 911 emergency foundation gone wrong situation. So another quick thing, they're fragrance-free, oil-free. They are really, really, in my personal opinion, the best foundation out there. And I've used lots of different foundations. periodically test some of our competitors' foundations just to make sure where we rank. And I can honestly say I will not change foundations. No matter what the price, I will not change foundations. I love ours. As far as colors, we have 28 matte shades and 23 luminous shades. So there's literally a shade for everyone. And that IntelliMatch, I can tell you, that's why I can literally go from one to the other. It's from ivory to beige. It's the IntelliMatch system is superior. They're very, very forgiving on the skin. And so we want you to have that perfect, flawless look. We want you to know that the foundation is actually good for your skin. It has skincare benefits. And then we want you to make sure, that we match you perfectly and give you some of our tricks to the trade, so to speak, on making sure that you have identified the perfect match. Okay, so we're going to transition. So, oh, by the way, our foundations, they are $25, and they are, the company says they last about 2 months. I think they're going to last longer than that. I'm a foundation wearer. I wear foundation every single day, and I wear plenty of it. Let's just say that. And I'm seeing mine last anywhere from 3 to 4 months. And so really, this is a very, very good value. And just as another little quick caveat, and I will show that when I show my brushes, that when you apply foundation, a lot of people either use a sponge, they use fingers, or they use brushes. And so I want to encourage you. I'm not saying fingers are bad. They're not bad at all. And I've used fingers for years. But as a blending tool, I will encourage you, even if you want to dot on with your fingers, as a blending tool, we would love to showcase our blending brush. And so I'll bring that on in just a moment. I've just left that right where I don't have it right in front of me, so I will grab that real quick. But our blending brush, our foundation brush and our blending brush create a flawless finish. And one of the things that I've observed is I use less foundation when I use our foundation brush and when I use our blending brush. And so if you're looking to make your products stretch longer, the brush actually does that. A sponge will not necessarily make your foundation go longer. It's a great blending tool. It's great for blurring lines. There's some great benefits of using one of our foundation sponges, but the brush, you really can't go wrong with a brush. And so I'll showcase those in just a moment. But I bet we have some free giveaways. Do we have some free giveaways, Reese? My prize patrol is sleeping on the job. You just can't get good help in your house anymore. We don't have any free gifts. Okay, not just yet. Well, while I'm running to go get those brushes, and I'm going to showcase those at the end, I want to introduce you to my partner in crime tonight. I'm so excited I get to play with somebody else tonight, virtually, of course. But Deborah Rose, she is a senior sales director from Wichita Falls, Texas. And you know what? I always just say, God, oh, now we have a prize? Okay, sorry, Deborah. Hold on. I'll come back to your accolades. Tell us who won, Reese.
Ani Saucedo.
Tawny Saucedo. She has been a big winner more than one time with us. So congratulations, Tawny. You have just won one of our spring must-haves. Please reach out to your beauty consultant so that she can tell you exactly what you've won. That's excellent. I'm looking for some Tic Tac Toes. We don't quite have those yet, but I know they're coming. But let me go back to my good friend, Deborah. She's waiting in the wings, and I'm going to pop her on the screen in just 1 second. But Deborah is a little angel, I'll tell you. I've worked with Mary Kay for 30 years, and one of the things that I can tell you for a fact is that God orchestrates everything for good. And so one of the things that was a huge blessing to me a couple of years ago is I had the privilege and honor to mentor and coach Deborah as she built her unit. And so she is somebody that I have a daily leadership relationship with, and we exchange ideas and concepts, and we are just literally partners in crime. And I just love her. I love her soul. I love her spirit. And I love the way she works her Mary Kay business. But before I just tell you how much I love her, I want to tell you a little bit about her. She joined the company in 1991. She's about to celebrate literally 29 years in the company. She's only 20. I think she's only like 31 years old. So she must have started really young. She has been a star consultant, which means a consistent seller for 115 quarters in our company. And for the beauty consultants on the the call, you'll know that means she is a rock star for sure. She's earned more diamond rings than she can count. That's a big problem to have. I don't know how you do it. And she's earned 15 career cars. She's had 4 pink Cadillacs, and Mary Kay gave her the most adorable black and pink striped Mini Cooper. She is literally the talk of Wichita Falls, Texas. She is, I'll tell you what she loves the most. She's been able to work from home and raise 5 beautiful children. Oh my gosh. She's been a very, very present mom. And I think we all as moms want to be that. So her mission is to let women know that they can make money that they need to make for their families, yet they don't have to sacrifice their families to do it. She is excited that her unit is racing, and they are racing. The American Beauty unit is racing to win a huge goal at the end of June, and that is to be recognized in the $400,000 unit club. And I know they're going to do it. I am cheering them on every step of the way. But before I talk anymore, I want to switch screens, and I'm going to introduce you to my good friend, Deborah Rose, and she's going to be talking about that fabulous pink chocolate lip. So here she is. I'm going to exit and go find some brushes and go find some free prizes. Deborah, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Jill. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to get to be with you tonight. I get to teach you how to do one of my most favorite spring and summer looks, the pink chocolate look. If you haven't seen it, I've got a picture for you. Is this a gorgeous look or what? So you're going to learn exactly how to do this look. It's fun. It's flirty. It looks great on everybody, and it is so on trend. So I can't wait to teach you, but I'm also going to give you all some tips on how not to look old. Well, at least not as old, right? So, but before I go on though, I have to know who all my chocolate lovers are. Like, I'll show you all a secret. I've got a little Hershey's bar that I'm going to be eating after we get finished. So do I have any other chocolate lovers on this event tonight? If I do, comment me, or give me some emojis. I want to see all the chocolate lovers out there. So I know I'm not the only one. Okay, well, let me tell you what I've done so far. I have hydrated my face. I also have put on foundation primer. And if you are not familiar with foundation primer, you've just got to be. This is a silicone-based product. And so it literally has light diffusers in the product that bounce light away from imperfections. So it helps fill in our little cracks and crevices. It gives your foundation something to grab onto so it will wear well and it won't sweat off your face. You guys, I heard it's going to be 100 degrees in Wichita Falls on Friday or Saturday. So we want our makeup to stay on. So foundation primer is great. I also have on my 3D foundation that Jill just talked about. And then I also have on eye primer. And eye primer is much like foundation primer. It gives your eyeshadow something to grab onto so it will wear really, really well. And for our purposes tonight, it's going to give you more intensity in color, because when you're doing a look like pink chocolate, you need intensity. Okay, let's keep going. First, I want to give you tip number 1 for how not to look old. Okay, tip 1 is to wear a bright lipstick. You know, as we grow more interesting, as the years go by, we lose some brightness in our skin. We lose a little bit of the luminosity. And so wearing a bright lipstick will immediately make you look younger. Now, let me show you all. This is my favorite lip liner. It's Mary Kay Red. I wear it every day of my life with almost every lipstick. So I'm going to show you how to put on lip liner. Now, you want to start in the center of your upper lip, and you just want to make a natural V shape. Then you're just going to make little tiny strokes to the corners. When you get ready to do the lower lip, little mark in the center, and little strokes to the corners. So let's put that on first. So little strokes and you won't mess up. Now, when you do the lower lip, mark in the center and little strokes to the corners. Now, can you all tell that I've actually just defined my lip? You know, as we grow more interesting, our lips lose a little bit of definition. So wearing lip liner will give that back to us. Now, I'm going to show you one of my favorite lipsticks. This is Powerful Pink. Now, there are some other colors that look great with this chocolate look too. Our new trademark pink looks really great with it. So does, let's see, Mauve Moment looks really good with it too. Blush Velvet. So I'm going to put this on. Okay, so instantly my face looks brighter. Now, if I know what some of you are thinking, because I can hear it through the screen, I can hear you thinking, okay, Deborah, that color might be okay for you, but I am absolutely not going to wear a color that bright. I love my neutrals. I want my rosewood. And just so you know, it is okay that you wear neutrals. However, if you wear a neutral, you really, really want to put some liner underneath it to get that definition. It's got to have some oomph underneath that lipstick. So go ahead and wear your beautiful neutrals, but just make sure you've got the liner. But let me ask you this, if you've never tried a bright and you're a more interesting age, why not try it? Why not try it? Now, here's tip 1A. And you all are going to love me for this, because this tip is literally going to get you out of the door 10 minutes faster than you normally would. I promise. You've got to try me on it. I went to a makeup artistry workshop years ago, and the makeup artist said, hey, how would you ladies like to get out the door 10 minutes faster? And of course we said, yes, yes. And he said, put on your lipstick first thing. And in just polling a lot of my customers, they tell me that they usually do their eyes first, and then lipstick is last before they get out the door. And so he said, if you'll flip-flop and do lipstick first, you will get ready so much faster. Why? Because lipstick brings balance to the face. If you don't have on any lipstick, you're still pretty neutral. And here's what happens. You fool with your eyes. You put on a lot of eyeshadow, doesn't look right, you take it off. You add another color, doesn't look right, you put on some liner, you smudge it, and you're fooling with your eyes like crazy because you're desperately trying to bring balance to the face. But if you put on lipstick first, you're in balance. You've got contrast, and you'll spend a lot less time on your eyes. So you have to try that, okay? So that's tip 1 and 1A. Okay, tip 2 to looking younger is to wear hazelnut eyeshadow in your crease. Now this is hazelnut. It's a very neutral matte brown. And as we grow more interesting, we get a lot of texture in our eyes, and our eyes can get what we call hooded. So as you can tell, my eyes are pretty heavily hooded. And so every day I have to correct my hooded eyes with hazelnut before I put on any other makeup. So I'm taking my crease brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of hazelnut in the crease. I'm making sort of a windshield wiper motion. And I want you all to notice something. After I get the color really great in the crease, I'm going to raise that color up almost to the brow bone. So everybody feel right here for a second. That's your orbital bone. And so your color is literally going to go way up here, almost to the brow, but not quite. So hazelnut in the crease. Can you all tell a difference in the eyes? I just gave this eye some lift and curve. So that's tip number 2, hazelnut in the crease. The third tip is to give yourself wow brows with our volumizing tinted brow gel. This product is like a miracle, you all. Okay, I've got to show you the little teeny wand that it has. It's so teeny, you can really get into those brow hairs. And as we grow more interesting, we tend to lose brow hair on the outer half of our brow. So this gives it back. So what I want you to do is draw an imaginary line down the center of your eye, start right where the arch is, and we are going to put on brow gel. So starting right at the arch, I'm wiggling back and forth. And as I'm wiggling, the product contains little microfibers that attach to the brow hair. It makes your brows look fuller. So I'm going to wiggle back and forth. Now I'm going to go back to the front half of the brow, and I'm just going to comb in place. Okay, can you all tell a difference? Do you see how I just gave myself a brow lift in 30 seconds? And no needles, no dermatologist either. Now, I will let this dry, and before I would leave the house, I would let the brow gel dry and I'll comb through it so it looks really natural. So let's review. Tip number 1 on how not to look old: wear a bright lipstick and put on your lipstick first to save 10 minutes. Okay, tip 2, hazelnut in the crease. Everybody has to have hazelnut in their bathroom, just like you have flour and sugar in your kitchen. Gotta have it. Okay, tip 3, give yourself wow brows with our tinted brow gel. Okay, now let's get into the chocolate look. I'm dying to show you all my little mini palette. So this is a petite palette. They're only 8. And I like these petite palettes because you literally can put them in your jean pocket and they fit. So let me show you the colors. I've got to get used to this on camera. I always do this wrong. Okay, so this color is Blossom, and it's just the palest of pink. This is Hazelnut, which we just talked about. This one is Dusty Rose, a good matte medium pink. Okay, and this one is Hot Fudge. So first we're going to take our all over brush and we're going to apply Blossom, and we're going to apply that to the lid. It's the first step in the layering process. So I'm covering the lid really well with Blossom, and I'm putting some in the inner corner. See how that brightened up that eye? Okay, step 2.
Deborah, before you go on, we have got another winner, Sandy Walker. Sandy Walker from Juliet's group. You are one of our fabulous Spring Must Have winners. So I hope it's hazelnut, brow gel, or a bright lipstick. I hope it is, because I'm making my notes feverishly because I don't want to look old and I want to get out of the house 10 minutes earlier. Okay, back to it.
All right. Now, the next step, this is our new liquid eye color. And if you all have not played with these yet, oh my goodness, you've got to. They're amazing. So the liquid eye colors have this cute little doe foot applicator. And I love the colors. There are 4 different colors. They go on really well. They stay on well. But what I like about them is that they have shimmer. Now, I know some of you are thinking, okay, Deborah, I thought, did I just go away? You guys, did I just go away? Okay, sorry about that, you guys. My screen went to email. I have no idea what happened. Okay, now let's talk about shimmer, because I know you've been told that if you're a more interesting age that you can't wear shimmer, and that's just not true. You can wear shimmer on your eyelids. Where you don't want to wear shimmer is in the crease. That's a no-no, a big no-no, but it looks great to wear on your lids. So in fact, it makes your eyes look bigger. So I'm going to take some pink Starlight and I'm going to apply that on the lid. And I'm going to put a little bit in the inner corner. And then I'm going to put the tiniest sliver. Whoops, that was more than a sliver. A tiny little bit under the brow bone. You all see how that brightened up my eye? Can you see that? Now I'm going to take my cream brush. I'm going to blend the colors just a little bit with my cream color brush. And then a little bit under the brow. How many of you all have played with the new liquid eye colors? I'm in love. It's kind of like my new favorite product. Okay, now next color, we've already talked about hazelnut, so that's there. Next color we're going to apply is the beautiful Dusty Rose. Now, this color you can put on as many layers as you want. I'm going to go over my lid. And I'm going to pat on several layers. The more intense you want your look, the more layers you can put on. So I'm going to pat another layer over. The cool thing about Mary Kay Chroma Fusion eye colors is that they're buildable. So you can use as many layers as you want and they don't get cakey on you. So I'm going to pat on one more layer. Now then, so you all can see that I've started to build the color there. Now, the last color is Hot Fudge. Oh, that makes me hungry. Now I'm going to use my angle brush and I want you all to pretend like you're dividing your eye into 3 sections. So you've got your inner third, you've got your middle, and you've got your outer third. We're going to apply Hot Fudge to the outer third of the eye. So I'm going to take a little bit of Hot Fudge and I'm literally going to start right at the lash line on the outer corner. And you all can tell I'm literally just stroking the color toward my nose. Now, can you tell how high I'm putting the color? I'm literally touching that orbital bone. So I'm going up almost to the eyebrow, but not quite. So we've placed the Hot Fudge and then we have to blend. So I'm going to get a clean brush and then we're just going to blend a little bit. Now I've heard the secret to good color cosmetics is to blend, blend, and blend. And then when you get tired of blending, you're going to blend some more. Okay, so we're getting there. Now, next, I'm going to show you all our waterproof, it's not waterproof, it's water resistant eyeliner. Tonight, we're going to use deep brown. And I'm going to show you a really easy way to get on your liner. A really easy way to do it is to start at the inner corner and make tiny little strokes to the center and stop. And then you're going to go to the outer corner and make tiny little strokes to the center and stop. It's a foolproof way of getting your liner on without messing up. So we're going to start in the inner corner. I'm pressing on the lashes. So I'm tiny little strokes to the center and stop. Then I'm going to go to the outer corner and we're going to make tiny little strokes to the center and stop. So as you can tell, that's making me look like I have a little bit more lashes than I really do. So liner gives you definition. Now, if you want to do the lower lash line, this time you're going to start at the outer corner and you're going to go in about 3/4 of the way. And so that gives you a lot more definition. You'll feel like a movie star. Now, next we are going to apply some mascara. And that is, if I can find my mascara, here we go. Do we have a prize, Jill?
We do. And are you coming to life on the screen in front of us or what? And I think I'm putting on bright lipstick like every morning when I get out of bed. But I want to quickly introduce a new winner, Latrice Garner from the Michelle Clough unit. She has just now won one of our spring must-haves. So congratulations, Latrice. Great job.
Yay, Latrice.
Okay, back to mascara.
All right. Now, tonight I'm going to be using Lash Love mascara. It is one of our more natural looking mascaras, but you all know we have a whole buffet of mascaras. But tonight I'm going to use Lash Love, and I'm going to teach you all a new word. Well, you may already know this word. Have you ever heard of zhuzhing before? I promise it's a real word in the dictionary. Zhuzhing means to wiggle. And you can get the best definition for your lashes if you zhuzh. So I'm going to show you what to do. What you're going to do is go to the very base of your lash line and you're going to wiggle and stroke up. And then you're going to move the wand over, wiggle, stroke up. Move over, wiggle, stroke up. And then you can kind of just spread the lashes out. But that gives you way more definition if you zhuzh. So how many of you will join me in zhuzhing? Okay, now let's do the lower lashes. So same thing, you're going to go to the base of the lash, wiggle, stroke it out, base of the lash, wiggle, stroke, base of the lash, wiggle, and stroke it out. So can you tell a difference? So now if you have any oopsies, and it's okay because we all do, I always keep my Timewise Repair eye cream handy to clean up any oopsies. So I get a clean Q-tip and I just take a little bit of eye cream and I clean up under my eye area. Now, if you want to go back later and put a little bit more foundation over where you cleaned up, you can definitely do that. But your eye cream will literally clean up beneath your eyes just beautifully. Okay, we're almost finished. Next, we are going to use Rogue Rose Blush. Now, this is one of my favorite colors. I wish the screen would show you the beautiful intensity. Now, this is Hint of Pink, and that looks really pretty with this look too. So does Shy Blush. But I'm going to teach you all a trick that will definitely make you look younger. And this trick I learned many years ago from a makeup artist, and it's called Raggedy Ann and Andy. And I know you all know that Raggedy Ann and Andy have the little circles right here, right? Well, I promise you're not going to look like Raggedy Ann or Andy, but that's where I want you to place the color. And so you're going to smile at yourself in the mirror, and you're going to swirl the blush. And you're just going to go in little circles on the apples of your cheeks. Just little circles. Now, here's the key to it, you all. You can't go back towards your temples. You can't go back. You've got to keep the color literally right here. Now, because that will make you look young and healthy. It's funny, a couple of months ago, my youngest daughter was watching me instruct somebody on how to apply blusher. And this daughter just happens to be a musical theater major. And she said, Mom, did you know that in the theater, if we want a character to look younger, we apply blusher just to the apples of the cheeks? She said, if we want a character to look older, we go back towards the temples. And I think most of us have been taught to do that forever, that if you want to look younger, do just the apples of your cheeks. Now, we're going to put on some powder and one more product and we'll be finished. So next is our amazing translucent powder. Now, sometimes I find my customers are a little bit afraid to use this because when you look at it in the pan, it looks white, but it's actually totally colorless on the face. And so this powder also has light diffusing properties in it. And so it will give you a more flawless look to your face. And I even have some customers who have some pretty bad acne scarring. You wouldn't believe the difference that foundation primer and translucent powder makes. So you load your brush, swirl the brush, you tap off the excess, and then you're literally just going to make downward strokes on your face. Now, I know some of you are already saying, Deborah, I've been to a Mary Kay party and my consultant always tells me to go up, up, up on the face. And that is correct. That is true. There's only one exception. When you're working with powder, you always want to go in a downward direction because our facial hairs grow downward. So it looks more smooth that way. And so translucent powder just gives you an amazing finish. Oh, and I've got to tell you something else pretty cool about our translucent powder. I'm told that in the cosmetic industry, it's considered industry standard to mill your powders 3 times. And that's considered quite good. Well, did you know in Mary Kay, we mill our powders 5 times. So the quality of our powder is unbelievable. Now, for the last step, we're going to be using our finishing spray. Oh, I love finishing spray. Living in a warm climate like we do in Texas, we sweat, you all. I mean, let's face it, we sweat. This will really keep your makeup on. You'll look fresh-faced all day. Now, to apply it, you want to hold the bottle about 12 inches away, and you're going to spray an X on your face and then the letter T. Now, you have to make sure you don't get too close or you'll baptize yourself. So here we go. X, and then the letter T. And then it's cool. It's really refreshing. It kind of wakes you up. And now my pink chocolate look is going to stay on all day. I don't have to worry about it coming off. And I hope you all love this look as much as I do. And now, guess what? It's time. I get to eat my chocolate. So thank you all for watching. And Jill, back to you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here I am. Oh my goodness. Okay. So much technology and so little education on that. So I appreciate. Okay. She found me. All right. So I'm back. So thank you, Deborah, for your pink chocolate look. And I've got to learn how to swoosh. I got to figure that out, but I'm going to work on that today. And I'm going to start putting pink lipstick on the moment, the nanosecond I get out of bed. So I am on it. So guys, we've come to the end of our time, and hopefully you've learned a lot. Hopefully you have expanded your horizon. I already heard one of our consultants talking about she's going to learn brows. It's time for us to be bold and to be brave and to step out. There's never been a better time than quarantine to learn something new. So for the guests that are on the call tonight, I want to say thank you. And just another little incentive. I didn't have this earlier, but I wanted to go ahead and share it with you. We are offering our 50% off brush set. So I want to show this to you real quick. It comes in this beautiful little leatherette pouch that I love, and it allows you to keep all sorts of other brushes. It's got a little protector to keep things clean. I love our little pouch. And then this particular lineup is our brush collection, and it has the brush that Deborah was using for the powder. It had her blush brush that she used for the apples of her cheeks. It had her crease brush that she used for the hazelnut. It allowed us to see her using the hot fudge with the crease brush, and then for her to smooth out the liquid eyeshadow with the blender brush. And so that entire brush collection that I told you earlier, that I still have brushes from 30 years ago, literally. Our brushes are all made from pony hair. They're very, very high quality, and they are they're very easy to keep clean and to maintain their integrity literally for a lifetime. I also promised you I'd tell you about two of the foundation brushes. And so I wanted just to quickly share with you what happened to my foundation. Oh, here's my foundation. I want to show you real quick, because I promised this. I'm going to dot this color. This is not my color. This is a bright ivory. And so you're going to see that is obviously not my color. And so this is our blunt brush that is our foundation brush. And the reason that I want to show you, you saw how little I applied. And I want you to know, look how much area that covers. It is simply amazing. And then you can come back with our blender brush, which I call this my little paddle brush. I love that. And you can literally blend. And so what I want to share with you is you can see clearly that was not my foundation shade, but I never can. I'm like Deborah, I never can. But I want to let you know that literally I could blend that in to match my skin tone simply because of my application tools. So as much as we want to help you find the right shade for foundation, a lot of how great your foundation looks has to do with your applicators of that foundation. So this is how you apply it. And then this is the product, the brush that blends and creates the fabulous, flawless look. But these were the brushes that Deborah used for her magic pink chocolate look. And so if you're interested in filling out your Tic Tac Toe board with all the colors and all the things that we showcased tonight, you're going to be able to walk away with that for 50% off. And I think Miss Stephanie has given me a couple of more winners. And so we're going to be drawing for a full-size brush set, absolutely faux free. Faux free. That's going to be our grand prize winner. And so we have two people that have done tic-tac-toes, and I am so excited to let you know that Sandy Walker is going to be our grand prize winner. So Sandy Walker, you're going to be going home with a fabulous new brush collection. Make sure you communicate with your beauty consultant and get me your mailing address so I can mail this to you from my personal stash and get you all loaded up with some fabulous brushes. For the beauty consultants, I hope you learned a lot tonight. For those of you that are just joining us and being part of our virtual experiences on Wednesday night, we want to say thank you. It's been our absolute honor. And literally, we want you to know that without you, our business is nothing. So your participation tonight and your support of your beauty consultant is absolutely paramount. So thank you so much. Have a blessed night, and God bless America. We love you. Bye-bye.